Okay, so how many of you have been home by yourself or have just wanted to cook something that is easy, looks great, and tastes great? Well then, I'm about to show you a recipe that will come in handy for your future moments. Being able to cook at least somewhat proper and nutritious meal is going to be very important in your future life, or maybe even right now. Just like how I'm going to teach you how to make the delicious Jamaican pork. I personally have been making food with my father and mother for many years now, and I have known this recipe for 4 years now. And it's just a cool, simple recipe that is pretty simple to make and is not time consuming at all. So today I will show you what ingredients you will need, how to prepare, and how to properly cook and execute the awesome dish of Jamaican pork. So first off, you're going to want to make sure you have your ingredients ready. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, or peanut oil if you want. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You're going to need half a cup of diced red bell pepper. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. You're going to need 1 can of 8-ounce crushed pineapple. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of flour and jerk seasoning. These are in together right now. You're going to need 1 15-ounce can of black beans. You're going to want to drain the juices from the can first though before you use them. And you're going to want 4 pork loin chops, which is about 1 pound total. You're going to want a gallon Ziploc bag. You're going to want a frying pan, a cover for that frying pan. You're going to want a plate, some tongs, and preferably a plastic spoon. And so first off, you're going to want to put the oil in the frying pan, which is heating up at medium heat right now. And you're going to want to make sure you cover the surface of the pan with the oil. So you're going to want to move that around a little bit. So while that's heating up together, we're going to want to put the flour and jerk seasoning in the gallon bag together. You're going to want to close that bag, at least somewhat, and you're going to want to mix those 2 ingredients together. So after you've done that, you're going to want to put specifically 2 pork chops in at a time. And you're going to want to close that bag up because you're going to want to mix them good. And for the time being, try to keep your hands that have just been on raw meat away from the other things. Just try not to contaminate the stuff. And you're going to want to get a good coat on these pork chops. So after you're done with that, you're going to set these in the pan. And I'm going to do these other 2. You're going to want to close that again at least as much as you can for the time being. You're going to want to shake those up good. You're going to want to put these 2 in there with the other ones. Sorry, one of these got hooked. They flipped a little bit. And basically, you're gonna just wanna brown these. I'm gonna wash my hands, seeing as how I was just touching raw meat. Okay, sorry about that. You're basically just going to want to brown these on both sides. So it looks something like that, maybe a little darker, a little longer in there. Doesn't have to be a whole big amount of time, just to get that jerk seasoning and flour on the outside. Coat it on there a little bit. And while we're waiting for that, we can actually put the brown sugar in with that leftover jerk seasoning and flour, and you can mix those up together as much as you want. We're going to set those aside for the time being. And we're just going to keep flipping these until they've got a good coat of brown. So in this case, these ones are looking pretty good. So we're just going to set these aside on this plate over here. That's what we're going to need the plate for. So now that those are aside, what we're going to do is we're going to dump this leftover jerk seasoning with the flour and brown sugar into the pan actually. So we're just going to dump that in there. And you're going to want to try to get that vinegar in there as quick as you can, which this is going to be smoky so it doesn't burn those dry ingredients. The liquid will let those not burn. So you're just going to want to bring this vinegar, brown sugar, flour, and jerk seasoning. You're going to want to bring it up to a boil, which it boils pretty quickly. Sometimes this stuff gets stuck on the spoon, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, well that's to a boil. Stuff's annoying. Alright. And basically now we're going to want to add in the crushed pineapple with the juice. Leave the juice in there. We're going to add in the diced red bell pepper. And we're also going to add in the 15 ounces of black beans. Basically, we're just going to mix these around, get them all good, nice and good together, mixed up. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put these pork chops back in so we can cook them fully so they don't have that pink inside. And make sure that you get them a little bit buried in all the other ingredients. Don't just have them just sitting on top. Have them covered a little bit. So that's all we're going to need for that. And you're going to want to reduce the heat and put the cover on that. On the frying pan, you're going to want to reduce the heat to low or simmer. And basically, you're going to want to set your timer for 10 minutes. And when that 10 minutes is up, you're going to want to cut into the thickest piece of meat and just make sure that it's fully cooked. Make sure it's not pink, because we don't want to be getting sick off of eating this meal. So for the sake of the time being for this video, I already pre-cooked some of the Jamaican pork. I only did 2 chops for this one because we had 6 chops originally. So that's what the finished product looks like. And so today I've shown you how to make a pretty simple recipe, which is in this case Jamaican pork. And I've also helped you with some tips on how to make this dish. So these are some pretty basic steps you can make. So these are some pretty basic steps to make an amazing dish like this. And it's just an easy simple dish when you're hungry and just bored or something. And it's very simple. Alright, thanks.